Хуяк. Отслеживай. Продолжить. Ой, блядь. Пойдем бить людей пистолетом. Наконец-то.
After my showdown with Jesse, I continued to track his brother, Frank, and that son of a bitch, Jim.
Вспомнил, почему я, блядь, поменял группу.
I followed those bastards into the high mountains as they were going to ground.
What mountains would that be?
Somewhere in the Ozarks, I believe.
Блядь, как
A perfect place to hide out from the authorities. In fact, before I could find them, some Indians who fled the res and were hiding out from the military found me first. They probably thought I was a cavalry scout and didn't want me telling the military where they were.
Indians?
Yeah, they could have been Cheyenne, but there was all sorts of renegades roaming the landscape back then.
Блядь. Пиздец. Так. О, ладно, пока буду со скоростью. Мне он вдруг понравился. Блять. Я и мое зрение. Заебись, я уже, блядь, все патроны потратил.
Hey, how about another whiskey, Ben?
Пиздец.
Nothing better to soothe the troubled soul.
Патроны.
Now,
Срочно.
where was I? Indians, right. I had more than my share of run-ins with the Red Man. Like that time... Did I tell you about Grey Wolf?
Yes, sir. You did.
Ah, of course I did. In fact, I can still remember that old medicine man's words to me.
Jesus Christ, we're back to that again.
You carry great darkness in your heart. It will claim your soul. You will come to this place again and kill many more men. And the darkness will grow until it consumes everything you are.
Блять. А это не индейцы уже. Отстаньте, отстаньте, отстаньте.
So, did you ever find it?
Who?
The man you are after.
Let me ask you something, Ben. You ever think about death?
Блять, чё за кипиш с утра
Mr.
пораньше?
Greaves, are you all right?
Ooh, death. Ooh, death.
Блять. Так, где скорострел, блять? Ой, блять. Что-то резко, слишком дохуя людей. Так. Так. Тра-та-та, тра-та-та, тра-та-та-та-та-та-та. Тра-та-та, тра-та-та. Блять, я напился, что...
Won't you spare me over till another year? What is this
Почему я
I
начал петь?
can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death, someone would pray. Could you wait to call me
Что мне, по-твоему,
another
делать?
day? Oh, death. Oh, death. Won't you spare me over till another year?
So, are you gonna answer the question?
What question is that?
Jim Reed. Did you ever find him?
Reed was indeed that son of a bitch's surname.
Блять.
That's
Ты
right,
заебёшь
Ben.
через сюжет
A
переёбывать.
despicable character. I remember him laughing like a hyena that cold morning they lynched me and my brothers. He was intent on avoiding my vengeance, but nothing was gonna stop me.
Блять,
Nothing.
почему ты перескакиваешь с темы на тему? Темы прикрываешься. Блять, наконец-то. Блять, нет, не тот. Фрэнк Джеймс. Нам не тот. Нам, блять, другой нужен. Я помню об этом.
I finally did track those outlaws down. They had long rifles with scopes and were well positioned to pick off any poor soul who came anywhere close.
Ой, бля. Хочу снайперку. Так. Там что, гатлинг опять?
I'm guessing Frank James believed I was responsible for the demise of his
Блядь.
brother Jesse. I couldn't really disagree with the man, as I thought Jesse was dead
Не
then as
понимаю.
well. He backed off as I closed in on him,
Блядь,
but
ты
he was still
серьёзно?
intent on killing me. And when I closed in on him again, he backed off again, looking for a better angle on me.
Блядь.
Hell,
Контрольная
I
точка.
can't fault Frank for wanting his revenge, as I was there for the same damn reason myself.
Блядь, я
At this
хочу
point,
знать,
I'm
откуда ты
guessing you think
стреляешь.
Silas Greaves is a worse murderer than Jim Reed ever was.
No, sir.
A man who spent half his life killing somebody's brothers, fathers, sons.
I think you were just looking for justice, sir.
Is that what I was looking for, Dwight? Is that what it was? Justice?
Isn't that why you were hunting the James gang?
The James gang. Right.
Блядь.
I finally found Frank holed up in his mountain cabin, and he was determined to have me dead. It was a pitched battle that could have gone either way.
Пиздец.
Luckily, I had some dynamite in my possession.
Dynamite. On your person.
A few sticks, just in case. It's always good to be prepared.
Right.
I'm just laying out the facts as I remember them, Jack.
He's just one man. Put him down. I want that
Слушай, я б тоже не...
That old shack? Well, it went tumbling right off that cliff.
With Frank James still in it?
Yes, sir.
But Frank James is still alive, living in Missouri, showing folks around the family farm for 25 cents a tour.
I didn't say he died in the fall, now did I?
Блять, почему постоянно тебя, блять, ловят на вранье?
I'm done with this damnable outlaw life. Kill me, don't kill me, do what you will. At this point, I just don't give a shit.
I explained to Frank that I had nothing against him personally and that I was looking for someone else.
You want Reed? Have at it.
Блядь.
I never did like that bastard. I am done here.
We parted in peace as Frank pointed out the path to my prey before making his way back down the hill.
Не, наебывать ты, конечно, умеешь, но не меня. Тебя просто постоянно ловят, блять, на ебучем вранье.
So, what happened with Reed?
Well, I finally found the last of the gang hiding in a nearby cave. First, I had to dispatch the lookouts, as I was determined not to let that murderer escape my revenge again.
Ебать.
But rather than wander in willy-nilly, I decided it would be better to smoke that sumbitch out. Hey, Reed! I shouted. No wonder you're so ornery. Can't be easy being married to Belle Starr. While you're off providing for the family, she's spreading her legs for every Tom, Dick, and Cole Younger. Not an attractive woman exactly, but very friendly. At least she was to me.
Так, скорострел. Дробовик.
It was then that the last bunch of bandits jumped out of hiding.
Обрезанный. Блять, хули там люди нахуй. Сука, где, блять? Нахуй. Умею я наебывать людей выстрелами. Блять. Да блять. Что? Абонента. Нет. Наебучий. Линии. Оставьте свое сообщение. Дальше после сигнала. Ой, блядь, вам пиздец. Вам пи-пи-пи-пи-пи. Все, блядь. Что-то, блядь, не знаю, блядь, с этим ходить. С этим ходить. Вообще.
Eventually, it was just me and Reed.
Блядь, дуэль.
I had waited a long time to face him down, so I could repay him for what he did to my brothers.
Сейчас там окажется, что он, блядь, это за жену, блядь. Пошел нахуй.
And repay him I did.
Ура, мы нашли Джима Рида. Я не ебу, блядь, кого мы там искали всю игру. Но, блядь, наконец-то. Блядь, честно, нахуй, блядь. Я и честность, блядь, понятия параллельные.
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty bait.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame you never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him.
Блядь. 7-й эпизод, блядь, еще половина
6
игры,
months ago, I
блядь.
heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
Сайлз. Меня наконец-то я понял, как меня зовут. Сайлз. Или это фамилия. Хуй его знает, блядь. Блядь. Чё?
40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my
Ranger.
brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
О.
Both Johnny Ringo and Jim Reed fell fairly quickly. But the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant. That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time
Вот
again.
мы вот этого чего искали.
I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
For all you know, he could have been dead.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind,
Ай, блядь.
as did others.
О, блядь. Ура. Так.
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had. I was furious as hell at that bastard for making me who I am.
Просто,
Nothing
блядь,
could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever.
Нет,
From the time I rode with Billy the Kid.
мне слишком
But
нравится.
that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly, it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades. Town was falling apart, just like
Меня
me.
все хочет убить. О, я слышу выстрелы. Я слышу людей. Блять, зачем ты
But I
тратишь мой
wasn't
патрон?
about to call it quits.
Блять, мы что, в Аризоне?
Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so
Чё, опять
long
меня кто-то
ago.
стреляет?
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
Я
The
хочу.
Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people
Бля,
poking
я не
around.
туда зашел. Блять. Блять. Я потерялся. О. О, секретик. Так. А, во, блядь, тут тропа есть. Ёбаный в рот. Чё его ёбнуть? Секретик.
I intended to fill that grave with Bob Ryan's corpse. But like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Ебать, блядь.
But you obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us the tale.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
Блядь, они чужие.
So I suppose we're talking to a
А, я, наверное,
ghost.
всё в это время в голову.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack.
Сука. Блядь. Ой, бля. Сука, я, блядь, даже через стены ебашу. Там, сука, кто-то есть. Блять, что? Кого нахуй?
Because when I woke up,
А, блять, это сюжет.
From the dead?
there was silence all around me.
Ебать, блять.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop. Here, and there, even over there.
So I am right. You are touched in the head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer. Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing.
Блять.
But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition. I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me. And in the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
Блять.
Robert Ollinger appeared with his terrible double-barrel shotgun. But no ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Головой тронулся ты совсем, чувак. Блять. Я не умру от призрака.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy. Thought?
Блять, чувак, ты ёбнулся. Это я тебе, блять, говорю.
Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh.
The Sundance Kid?
Like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive. Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Ой, блядь.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Я ебал, блядь, это пиздец. Блядь, вы... Блядь, кого нахуй?
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Как
Takes
ты
more than
выжил?
one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Блядь, я не хочу.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you.
You won't have to, Butch.
Блядь.
I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Eda's mine. So is that damn money.
Пиздец, блядь.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice.
Блядь, а я не хочу.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died there in that cemetery not 6 months ago.
Блядь, какой я охуительный. Ой, бля, пиздец. У меня есть навыки? У меня нет навыков. Какой я неумеха. Ой, блядь. Давай, нам нужно пройти.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Блядь.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
Ура!
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
Кто, блядь? Так. Вот этот старый, ему осталось не сильно.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be.
Блядь, весело.
Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Ой, блядь, весело.
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with
Стоп,
your life.
неужели
You
это
hear me?
конец?
Sir? Yes, sir.
Не, блядь, не
I
может.
won't have it said I left you with nothing, Bob.
Там же я смотрел 14 миссий. Ты, блядь, серьезно? Только не говори, что это я из-за того, что я бесчестно всех убивал. Да, блядь, вы серьезно? 30 минут от стрима, я уже игру прошел. Я в ахуе. Нет, я в 3 хуя. Я не знаю, блядь. О, нихуя себе. Ты что такое выпало? Весело. Блядь. Но игра хорошая. Блядь. Столько эмоций, блядь. И столько пиздежа, блядь. Ни в одной игре не было у меня. Ой, блядь. Ох, блядь, пиздец. Ох. Ну ладно. Может там кат-сцена после титров? Блядь. Но игра была хороша. Ладно. Раз уж. Раз уж мы закончили эту игру, то, блядь, придется начинать другую. Ой, блядь. Но я вообще не ожидал. Что у нас с Драгондогом, мне не по... Так. Так, сначала... Лаунчер ГГ Ролл. Заебись. Может добавить... Так, ну ладно. Уже Call of Juarez я отключу. Экран. Игра была хороша. Ну, я бы сказал, блядь, твердая 7. Вот, а я пока поищу, чтоб нам поиграть. Что-нибудь сюжетное, наверное. Чтобы засунуть это в РГГ ролл, но пока не вижу. Значит, что? Значит, правильно. Значит, хуяк, хуяк, и ты хомяк. Ну, давай. Давай. Ну-ка. Кого мы будем играть на, блядь, следующем стриме, получается. О. Little Nightmares.
Ать, хорошо!
А вот нихуя.
Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
Ой, блядь, мне ее надо будет еще грузить. Сейчас. Сколько он в Стиме стоит? Блять, да суйся ты. Так, принц. Не, легче. Блять. Нахер идите все. Так. Сколько? Ага, ясно. Ха-ха. Это еще нужно изъебнуться. Так. Раз в Стиме ее нету, значит удаляю. Снова ролик. Давай. Я за Splinter Cell. Ну или Хейвен. Но походу будет Хейвен. А нет, Чаус Дипония будет.
Ать, хорошо!
Хейвен. Ну-ка, а Хейвен у меня он вроде ж есть, насколько я правильно помню. Так. Хавен. Хавен есть. Ну, пока приостановим. О, ну ладно. Тогда перезапущу стрим. Наверное, сейчас отключу. Чуть-чуть. Сделаю все приготовления по типу покушать, чтоб потом не бегать. И вернусь. Примерно займет это не так много, причем мне нужно будет вот эту серию выкинуть на YouTube. А так всем ненадолго пока.